Call this meeting to order. As you're able and willing, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Thank you for coming. We have no one signed up to do public comment tonight, so we'll move right to the report of the secretary. May I have a motion, please, with regard to the minutes of our regular meeting of Wednesday, the 18th?
I move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of Wednesday, June 18th, 2025.
Lisa, thank you. Any comments or questions about those minutes?
As always.
Really
Yep.
well done, as always, yes. We say that every time, but it's always
It's
true.
always true. Wonderful.
Okay, no additional comments or questions? All in favor? That's 6-0, thank you. A motion, please, with regard to the minutes for the special agenda meeting.
I move to approve the minutes of the special agenda meeting of Monday, July 7th, 2025.
I'll second.
Kate, thank you very much. Comments or questions? All in favor? Also 6-0, thank you very much. That brings us to the report of the chair. Before I jump into the school board meeting dates, I do want to read a statement. And I will start by reading the statement. I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge and address concerns that have been expressed within our two communities about the personnel changes in the district, and I just want to make sure that people understand our processes. When staff resign, those resignations are brought before the board at the next meeting. Similarly, when new staff are hired, those nominations are brought before the board for a vote. Typically, the board only meets once per month during the summer. Our last regularly scheduled meeting was on June 18th. Any resignations or new hire nominations that have occurred since June 18th will be brought to the board at this meeting tonight, and they are on our agenda. District staff aren't allowed to send out public communication about these positions until after the board has taken action where necessary. Also want to address the speculation about Mr. Carverly's leave and Ms. Early Hersey's appointment as interim superintendent. Mr. Carverly had been dealing with some ongoing medical issues since late spring. Toward the end of the school year, we learned that he would need to be out for longer than we had hoped, and the board appointed Ms. Early Hersey as interim superintendent at the June 18th board meeting to ensure that the ongoing operation of the district happens in his absence. Currently, our understanding is that Mr. Carverly needs to be out on medical leave until October 1st. The district and the board are supporting him through this time, and we are hopeful that he will return as soon as he is able. Last point, at the 6/18 meeting, there was apparently a technology glitch that caused a loss of the feed for something like 1 or maybe 2 minutes, somewhere in that range. We're aware of it. We're sorry it happened. It wasn't intentional, I assure you. Okay. So, for the record, I hope folks
Thank you.
take that in. Yes. Next, school board meeting dates for the year. That's in your packet. As we always do, we meet on the first and third Wednesday of the month. There's 2 places that are highlighted because those conflict with scheduled vacation times. So we should at least be thinking about now whether we want the 11th or the 25th in February and the 29th or May 6th, 29th of April or May 6th. We can defer decision on that to our next meeting, I think. I don't think there's any problem with that, but if you could all check your calendars and just express your preferences next time we meet, that would be great. Okay. I will note that the board conducted a workshop just prior to tonight's meeting. We've been talking about the need for a self-evaluation process for this board for some time now, and this was the kickoff of that. We talked through sample policies and an example questionnaire that we have decided to adopt with some minor language changes. We will put that into a Google form. The implementation will be such that next summer we will do a formal input to the form in July and then a review of that in a workshop in August. But we have decided that we'll try to get this implemented as quickly as possible such that we can give it a test run this summer, just to see how well that goes. The policy committee will take up policy BBAB in its work in September, which is the school board self-evaluation policy. So we'll formalize the need to do this going forward as well. So that was the sum and substance of that board workshop. Third thing and last for the report of the chair, we discussed in our June 18th meeting that it is that time of year where board members are invited to have a look at our bylaws and determine whether there's anything that needs to be changed. So this is the part where I ask you all, did you find anything that needs to be changed? Okay, we'll live with those bylaws for the next year. Awesome, thank you. That concludes the report of the chair and brings us to the report of the superintendent.
All right, thank you. So the first thing on my report tonight is an update on the pre-K pilot program, which we talked about at the June 18th meeting. I put that opportunity out to staff after we met last time, and I'm reporting back that we have 4 takers.
Great.
So we have 3 people at Elliott and 1 at Central that have expressed interest in that pre-K pilot, and so we're looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Great.
Seems to be good. And then the next thing I have, before I move into the personnel stuff, I did also just want to publicly acknowledge that I learned from Mr. Hubterp earlier this week that we got our graduation rates back for the school year that just finished, and we were at 95%, which was excellent.
Yeah, yes.
And that's a nice improvement, and it just really reflects the hard work of the staff and the administration in the high school, and I appreciate that. I wanted to make sure everybody heard that. I do have some resignations to share with you. So first I have a resignation from Mr. Hubter, principal of Marshwood High School. I'll just read you the short resignation letter that he wrote. You have it in your packet. It says, I'm writing to let you know I'll be stepping down from my position as principal of Marshwood High School to begin my retirement. I've truly enjoyed the last 3 years and the opportunity given to me to lead our school forward. I've also appreciated the support you've given me and will always be grateful to you for that. It is my plan to continue through the month of August, and I will do whatever I can to set up the new principal for success to start the school year. So we certainly thank Mr. Hubter.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Yes,
Hubter.
thank you for
Yes.
sure.
It's wonderful and amazing, and especially with all his work with the NEASC stuff that
Yep.
will
Yeah.
continue,
Amazing.
and the support of the ELO program and just updates to the school counseling. Like, there's so
Yeah.
much that's happened in these last 3 years. It's just like amazing. So thank you. We're gonna miss Mr. Hubter for sure.
Absolutely. Yep. I also have a letter of resignation from Assistant Principal of Marshwood High School, Kelly Glenn. It says, Dear Superintendent Caverly, this letter is to advise that I will be resigning from my role as Assistant Principal of Marshwood High School effective. It has been my pleasure to serve the district and its students over the past 21 years. Sincerely, Kelly Glenn. So she did not provide a reason, but she is stepping down, and we certainly wish her the best.
21
Yes.
years.
Yes.
That is a long time.
It sure
It's
is.
a long time.
Yes, and she's been involved in so many things. Thank you, Ms. Glenn.
And then I have 2 more resignations to share. So Elizabeth Machone, the nurse here at the high school, has taken another position in the district, I believe in the district where she lives, so she has resigned. And similarly, Karen Brown, the social worker that was working with Great Works in Central School, has taken another position, and so she has also resigned. So we certainly wish the both of them the best and are sad to see them go.
Both of those positions have been posted now?
I have candidates for you tonight.
Not just posted, but filled.
Yes, and that concludes my report.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Correspondence, I do have one piece of correspondence to report on. Scott Carson was one of the folks that retired and that was honored at our June meeting. He sent us a lovely thank you card for the ceremony and the gift. Had some very lovely things to say about Marshwood as being a special place to work, in no small part due to the strong support from you all, and that's addressed to the board, so that's you guys. Thank you. Anyway, I'll, if you
Pass
want,
it?
yeah, pass it around.
Thank you.
Have a glance.
Thank
It was quite gratifying to receive that. Okay, report of the committee. So FNF typically meets during the July meeting. We did not meet tonight, decided to postpone that meeting in favor of the workshop that I described earlier. But Ryan, I think you were prepared to give us a little bit of an update on the process of closing out the year and,
Just some general updates.
yeah, okay, good. So by all means, please.
Basically, 5-minute meeting right now. So, finance facilities, we typically meet, like Mr. Long said, and we review the prior month. So the prior month for us would be June. That's our fiscal year end. So we're still hard at work closing the year, booking accruals and adjustments to get everything tightened up so we can start our audit process, which actually started this week. So kind of in lieu of a financial update, which I don't really have final numbers to give you, there are 2 financial topics I did want to discuss with the board. One being the lease for the computer equipment. You had originally signed a lease for staff computers, or we had originally had a lease approved by the board on April 2nd. That lease was through Apple. Apple has been kind of difficult to deal with, and since our financial audit for 2024 is still not complete, they are unwilling to finalize the lease, and we need to get those staff devices in staff hand before the school year starts. I've talked to our typical financer, Amherst Bank. They were happy to do a lease with us, so there's a lease for your approval tonight, which it's basically the same lease that you had already approved back in April.
Yep.
It's not an additional lease, it's just the same basic, we're going to get those staff devices so we can get them in before school starts.
Right.
Nice, great, thank you.
So the other topic I wanted to bring up is our tax revenue anticipation note that we have before the board tonight, and it's in the amount of $750,000. Basically, our monthly payments from the state, South Berwick, and Elliott come in consistently throughout the year. So we get one payment from each of those groups every month. Unfortunately, until we have our enrollment counts and we start school, we can't start billing Rollinsford, which is a large section of our revenue. So for July, August, even September, we have to kind of complete the month of September, send a bill, and then we really don't get a payment from Rollinsford until mid to late October. So we're kind of like 3 or 4 months behind. So this tax revenue anticipation note is to help us get through our 3 payroll month in August, so we have the cash on hand to be able to make those payments, and then as we catch up throughout the year, we'll pay that tax revenue anticipation note off. So that is also on the agenda tonight for
Yeah.
our board.
And just
Thank you.
for the record, I mean, the interest on that note is something that we put in the budget every year, so. Other districts around the state maintain an undesignated fund balance, and they draw down on that. We made the decision as a district some number of years ago to draw down whatever undesignated funds we had and no longer use that as a mechanism. And instead, we find ourselves having to do this, which probably is better.
In some ways, yes.
Yeah, okay.
In some ways. And then I did want to talk about just some summer projects. So we've got lots and lots of summer projects going on. So I don't know if anybody knows when they pulled in.
Yes.
The lower parking lot at the high school has been fully repaved and relined.
Nice.
Summer comes up, we're trying to keep people off it as long as we can. With the heat recently, the longer we can keep people off it, the better that will stay. We completely completed crack filling. I don't know if you noticed the upper parking lot, the Lajeunesse Way, the track, all the cracks in the pavement have been kind of filled in.
Very good.
Once that was done with the track, though, it went over all the lines, so the track actually got relined today, so that looks really
great.
nice too. So the track's relined, looks really nice.
Did we use the robot?
We did not.
Special day.
Different kind of paint they use, 'cause it's
Fair
not
enough.
permanent paint, so we did not. Mr. Hughes has done a ton of work on the portable building that we have at Central Elementary School. He's basically gutted it and he's renovating the inside. We're going to turn that into a office space for one of our school social workers and a large conference room that they can use, the teachers can use as a meeting space. So
That's great.
it's going to look fantastic when it's done. He's going to
Awesome.
use ramps and everything to access the building, so it'll look brand new.
Great,
Great.
So, thank you, Mr. Hughes.
yes.
That's,
We did have a classroom at Great Works that we had a leak. We thought it was coming in from the outside, so we did a bunch of drainage and French drains.
Was it?
It was not leaking from the outside.
no.
So there was built-in cabinets, and it's an old science room from like when it was the middle school.
Yeah.
So there's like built-in cabinets. Apparently there was a pipe in there, in behind, that was like leaking that nobody could see. So we did all the outdoor work, and then it was still leaking. We're like, where is it coming from? So they dug some more, and it was kind of like in underneath where they couldn't,
Wow.
we found it, it's fixed, and that room should be cleaned and ready to go to start the school.
Excellent. Wow.
Glad you found it.
Downstairs, we're adding a bathroom at Central School. That work on that is ongoing. It should be ready to go for the start of school. Counters and sinks in the Family and Consumer Science room in the middle school have all been torn out and replaced. That work is complete, so we have all those are all done. I went in and looked at it the other day, it looks great.
Awesome.
The window project at the Great Works School has been fully completed, so that we had I think it was 6 or 8 windows that still need to be put in, those are all done. There's some floors at Central School, we epoxy 2 to 3 floors every year in the summertime, so that they're coming in to start with that epoxy work next week.
Great.
The Great Works bus loop and sidewalk have been repaired. I don't know if anyone saw when we had that 3-phase power issue where CMP had to come in and dig up the lines, the bus loop and then kind of the sidewalk in front of the school all got torn up. CMP came in and fixed all of that stuff
good.
Great.
a couple weeks ago. So that's all fixed and ready to go for the start of school. And we ordered the materials for the gym floor at the Great Works School. So we are going to be replacing half of the gym floor that got damaged when we had some water intrusion. And they're basically going to sand the whole floor down once the new floor gets laid in and repaint the whole thing. And it's going to look great. We've got the new hawk going in the middle and everything.
Oh,
So
cool.
I saw the design for it the other day. So it's
Cool.
great. So
Nice.
Now, is that going to affect any of the summer camps or anything like that?
we're hoping not. We're trying to time it as best we can to not affect summer camps, but we have to get it ready because that's basically a classroom.
Yeah.
once the school year starts. So,
Yeah.
If we have to affect the summer camp, we can't wait too long because we need to make sure the classroom's ready for it to be.
Yeah.
That is all I have.
Thank you
Nice.
so much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Ed Policy will next meet at the end of September, and Wellness will meet next at the beginning of September, so we'll get updates at those respective meetings. Which concludes the report of the committees and brings us to the new business section. Somebody want to make that first motion?
Yes, I do. I move to approve the nomination of Richard Gowers, is that right? Gowers, Principal, Marshwood High School, August 4th, 2025 to June 30th, 2026, $139,640 prorated to start date.
Second,
Heather,
Heather.
you should absolutely, yes. Any comments or questions?
Yes, why is it just the June 30th, 2026?
That's the remainder of this
This
year,
contract.
contract year, because
Yep.
we're July 1 to
Oh,
July 1.
right,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Anything else? Drum roll,
Want me to
please.
Hooray.
Yay, we
Drum roll, please. Wait, hang on, hang on. All in favor?
Yay!
Welcome.
Welcome.
I didn't get to read anything about it.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You skipped my part.
I apologize.
Your excitement.
If you'd like to-
Go ahead, you have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, to read it
please.
into the record is a good idea.
Okay.
Please do. I apologize.
Hear all about
That's okay, we're also excited. So we're happy that Richard is going to be joining us. Richard has a bachelor's and a doctorate from the University of New South Wales, as well as a master's from UNE. He most recently has been the principal at Falmouth High School, and prior to that, he was the head of school and a history department chair at the School for Independent Learners in Los Altos, California. We're excited he's back on the East Coast, and really grateful that he is ready to join the Marshwood team.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Welcome.
Thanks for being here as well.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first one. May I have a motion, please, with regard to the nomination of Ashley Capone?
I'll move we approve the nomination of Ashley Capone, first-year probationary teacher, special ed, Marshwood Middle School, school year 2025-2026. Bachelor's, step 3, $52,897.
Second, Heather.
Heather, thank you. Please.
So Ashley is going to be joining us as the new special education teacher at Marshwood Middle School. She has her Bachelor's of Arts in Education, Human Development, and Human Services from Merrimack College. Most recently, she was employed as a special education teacher at the Knowlton School in MS 8060. And she also has experience with the lab program as a special education teacher down at Ephraim Curtis Middle School in Sudbury, Mass. She is lovely, and I'm excited to welcome her to Marshwood Middle School.
I missed that she was a fellow Merrimack alum, too.
Yeah.
Comments or questions? All in favor? That's 6-0. Welcome, Ashley. Motion, please, with regard to Maureen LaGrua.
I move to approve the nomination of Maureen LaGrua, first-year probationary teacher, social worker, Central School, school year 25-26. Second master's 95,869.
Second, Jen.
Jen, thank you.
So I really enjoyed meeting Maureen when she came in and met with me. Maureen comes to us with a bachelor's in psychology from the University of Bridgeport, a master's in psychology from Eastern Michigan University, and a CAGS from Fairfield University in Connecticut. For the last 10 years or so, she's been a school counselor at Dover High School, and prior to that, she was a social worker at Mount Ararat. And it says there she's NCAA Division II national champion in gymnastics. So she and I had a little gymnastics bonding moment and a Michigan bonding moment. It was great. And I think she's going to be a great addition to Central School.
Great.
Wow,
Excellent.
that's exciting.
Thank you. Comments or questions? All in favor? 6-0. Welcome, Maureen. Motion, please, with regard to a nomination for Frederica Luna.
I move we approve the nomination of Frederica Luna, first-year probationary nurse, school nurse, Marshwood High School, school year 25-26, nursing step 5, $54,841.
Second.
Heather, thank you.
So Frederica, who goes by Adriana, she's been our school nurse over the summer, and she's been a substitute nurse for us, and we're very excited. She has her associates and is a registered nurse, and she's currently enrolled in her BSN program, which is perfectly fine in the state of Maine. They give you 5 years to finish your BSN, so she's committed to that work. She's been, like I said, a long-term sub for us and worked over the summer for our Boost and ESY programs. And she's done quite a bit of work around the country in different stints in community health care. So we're happy to welcome her.
Yes, very good. Comments or questions? All in favor? That's 5-0. Welcome, Adriana. Did I say 5-0? I meant
6-0.
6-0.
I was gonna
Thank
say,
you.
Joe.
Yeah,
Yep.
I lapsed back to
I knew what you meant.
Kate was in
It
Europe.
was on vacation.
Sorry. Motion, please, with regard to Jacob Todd.
I move to approve the nomination of Jacob Todd, first-year probationary teacher, physical and life science teacher, Marshwood High School, school year 2025 to 2026, bachelor's step 2, prorated to .6 FTE, $31,150.80.
Second, Rebecca.
Thank you.
So Jacob is going to be filling the .6 science position here at the high school. We're very excited to have him on board. He is just in the process of finishing his master's. He should be done in August. And he's been doing the ETEP program up at USM. And he also has a bachelor's in forestry from UNH. He just completed his student teaching in a 7th grade classroom at Marshwood Middle School over the past year, and he has been an ed tech for us at Marshwood Middle School for the last several years, so we're happy to welcome him
That's great.
to Marshwood.
Comments or questions? All in favor? Also 6-0.
He's also coached for us, too.
He has.
Yeah.
Motion, please, with regard to Sarah Beers.
I move to approve the nomination of Sarah Beers, first-year probationary teacher, health, Marshwood Great Works School, school year 25-26, bachelor step 3, $26,448.50, prorated to .5 FTE.
Second,
Heather, thank you.
Yes, so Sarah, I really enjoyed meeting Sarah last week. Sarah's going to be filling that half-time elementary health position. So she has her bachelor's in early childhood education from Lancaster Bible College, and also she did a double major, so she also has a bachelor's in social work and human services. She spent last year working as a long-term sub at the Huzzy School in 4th grade, and she's really excited. I think she brings a really interesting perspective to this position. The elementary health position is an interesting position, and Not only is she certified elementary teacher, which is a great start, she also is a certified nutritionist and a certified personal trainer. So she has that sort of real world perspective, and I think she's gonna just fit in great at Great Works.
Nice, awesome.
Thank you. Comments or questions? All in favor? 6-0, thank you. All right, that concludes the nominations. We have two motions that I believe need to be read exactly as written. First one is regard to the lease purchase of the Apple stuff.
Sure. I move that the resolution entitled Resolution to Authorize Lease Purchase of Apple Technology Equipment in the principal amount of $261,860 be adopted in form presented to this meeting.
Second, Rebecca?
Rebecca, thank you. Comments or questions? All in favor? Okay, 6-0, very good, thank you. Last little bit of business here, the motion with regard to the revenue anticipation note.
I move that the vote entitled Vote to Authorize Issuance of a $750,000 Tax and Revenue Anticipation Note be approved in form presented to this meeting, and that the Secretary file an attested copy of said vote with the minutes of this meeting.
I'll second, Kate.
Kate, thank you very much. Comments, questions? All in favor? 6-0. Okay, because it is summertime, we don't do building administrator check-ins. Any last comments from the board? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Rebecca?
Second, Kate.
Kate, all in favor? That is 6-0. We are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.